Hi Aries, let's do your reading. So a lot of return energy going on right now, a lot of twin flame. But anyway, we're going to dive in. I was just getting these oracle decks ready and I want to show you what came out. The soulmate card, I do feel this is pulling very strong. I feel like there is definitely a lot of you, most of you, maybe all of you dealing with a soulmate situation. If not yet, soon to be. And then if we go a little bit further, we've got my family and upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized. With this card, well, let me show you this one and then I'll come back. But this, I keep comparing others to you. With this one, what I'm getting from that, my family and upbringing, is not necessarily their influence, but wounds. Something about like their, inability to trust, or their negative self-talk, or some sort of wounding is affecting how they deal with relationships now, like childhood wounds, feelings of abandonment, like avoidance, something like that. I feel very strong on this one, okay? And because this is probably a soulmate, if this is ringing true for you, you may be mirroring, okay? So just, typically whenever somebody, this was next, whenever somebody really triggers you, a lot of times that is just a really clear indication of somewhere that we need to heal ourselves, and it's not necessarily from them, So we're going to do a spread and do a full reading. You guys be thinking about a yes/no question, because we'll pull the pendulum at the end with the yes/no, okay? And then we'll pull some oracle. We'll get real specific for those of you at the end. We're going to pull a couple twin flame cards, and a couple cards on if you're in no contact. So stick around. Oh gosh, look at the bottom of this one. Yeah, so I don't know. Most of you, I think most of you probably know intuitively that whatever this is, it's not over. But we're gonna get nosy and dive on in. So how are you guys? Let's see. I've got all my oracles ready. Get them out of the way. All right, Aries. How are you guys? I hope you're well. Please, 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 if you are not subscribed, please and you like the channel and you enjoy the channel, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. You guys, I would really, really appreciate it. It helps the channel so much more than you can know, okay? And I'm really struggling to, I don't want to be weird about it. I'm struggling to make ends meet right now with this. So please hit like, help hit subscribe so you get notified. And then when you hit subscribe, tap the bell, click on the bell, and then select all so you get the notifications. Because I know when you're trying to get the channel kind of back on track, it's not always picked up by the algorithm. And when you guys put activity into the video, that's what gets it going again, okay? Because I can't rely on the algorithm right now. Anyway, so Eight of Pentacles, so major energy. Eight of Pentacles, that's a lot of focused attention. Okay, and Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is a feeling of being a little bit consumed or overwhelmed by focusing on something. The Eight of Pentacles is, extremely focused attention. This is reaching higher. What can I do? It's a lot of focus on what can I do to promote or take this up a notch, And see the Eight of Swords, that's a lot of overthinking, stuck in your thoughts. This person has these swords drawn, like what can I do to cut myself out of this? But there's an element of overthinking, problem solving, okay? Oh, the Lovers. So the Lovers is all about a decision, typically between two people, what to do. So some of you may have been faced with, oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to say some of you may have been faced with possibly somebody that your heart just longs for and that pulls you to them. And then somebody that maybe feels a little bit, safer. Sorry, babes. There we go. So this card has, I'm getting Leo energy. got an Adam and Eve feel, but a lot of sun, growth. It's like it's almost like it's tumultuous, like it's the Lovers is a decision, but this kind of has a feel of, do I fight for where my heart is, or do I? You may be in between two mindsets where you're like, do I fight for what my heart longs for, or do I acknowledge that this is going to be a challenging relationship and, find something that's not quite as maybe fulfilling emotionally as of now, not that it can be later, but we'll feel more secure and safer, and it'll be more steady. So that's kind of what I'm getting with that. Another 8. So 888. And remember I just said I felt Leo. So this could be a Lionsgate. Something may have happened with Lionsgate, a Lionsgate portal. So the 8 of Torches. So this is 8 of Wands. So communication. Somebody could be like a falling energy. Could be travel. Diving in head first. Again, somebody's like, again, here I go again. So you may be getting, have an element of like a loop. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. Waiting. So a lot of, just hopefully you guys are not letting this hold you back in other endeavors in your life, The heart of the matter, the Wheel of Fortune, destiny. It's like, why? Why am I destined for this? Why can't I have like what other people have? This, an easier, more traditional relationship that doesn't have all the upheavals. Well, nobody's relationship is all easy breezy, rainbows and butterflies like we might see on social media, right? But we're going to clarify that. But it does look like a destiny at the heart of the matter. It looks like you feel, or it could be a destiny thing that's keeping you tied to this person. That doesn't mean you're supposed to live not happy, right? So we've got Temperance, Sagittarius energy. We also have Cancer, Pisces, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We're probably gonna, we don't have any cups yet. How about that? No cups. Okay. So Temperance, this is patience, balance, it's tolerance. It's I think I'm trying to maintain like a sense of sanity. 10 of Swords, painful ending. So you may have a voice in your head or other influences telling you to let it end. Just let it end, let it go. And you're fighting that. 10 of Swords. I don't think it's over. Yeah, another card for travel. So forward motion, Tarot's advice position is the Chariot card. That's take action, move forward. Somebody may think that you, and this is also feeling like this is feeling a lot like this Temperance, but this is feeling like an obstacle. It's overcoming an obstacle. It's not letting yourself be stopped. It's, maybe you do need to let something go, but I think before, with Tarot's advice, it would be to give it your all first. Be totally out in the open, be open communicating, say, I'm willing to fight for this. See, this obstacle looks like a mountain but there are mountains to climb, but it's not giving up. It's perseverance. The Chariot is forward motion. It could be travel. 2 of Pentacles. Maintaining balance. Juggling. This is feeling a little bit like a decision. Can I have both? Can I have peace and harmony and this person? 9 of Torches. So 9 of Wands is the whole, it's not quite a 10. It's not willing to give up and surrender yet. It's maybe you have a lot of people saying, let this go, let this go. It shouldn't be this hard. But they don't know the pull that it has on you. I will say, don't let this get you off balance, because we have a lot of balance here. We have a lot of move forward, keep going energy here. Wheel of Fortune, destiny. So I feel like the destiny that in your achievement is probably tied into somehow this person, your destiny with this person. So 9 of Torches at the bottom of the deck is not giving up. It's, you know, kind of, it's like you have battle wounds, and it's like almost like wearing them proudly. It's like, I will fight for you, is what this has an element of. Then we have the Prince of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. So let's look at some clarifier. Let's just get some general clarifiers, and then we will dive in a little bit deeper. This has just got a very strong element of, what do I do? Do I keep fighting for something that's so painful? I mean, I say yes until you've given it your all and you've expressed your all and you've exhausted. If this is that, if this is consuming you to the point where it is keeping you from achieving your other goals or interfering with your other pillars, you know, your health, your finance and career, your hobbies, your family, if it's interfering with those other areas and you can't seem to, you know, let it go or get it on track, I think that puts you in a position where you're like, you know what, I gotta make this happen and do everything I can, or get to the bottom of whether or not we're going to move forward, or I need to cut it loose so I can heal. I feel like you're back and forth between that, but until you go all in and really exhaust, you know, the efforts, you're not going to be able to clear your energy of it. All right, let's do, so I don't know why the King of Swords is upside down. I guess I was about to pull that, but the King of Swords is, you know, the sword is down. It's like clear. There's a need to be clear-minded. The sword is down, it's inactive. It's like, okay, stop circling a loop of what ifs, you know, just make a decision, stick to it, send a text, make the call, say, this is where I am. I really care about you. I would really like to work towards this. You know, I just don't want to drag this, like stay in this limbo energy that I feel like I'm in. Just clear the air. Okay, this King of Swords is, he's decisive. It's not wishy-washy. And I feel like there's some wishy-washy here that is, you know, a lot of times we could just focus on other things and not be consumed with it. But when it gets to a point where it's affecting all the other areas in your life, you got to either cut it loose and be done, or you take you don't want to let it go until, if you're going to regret it. At least if you put yourself out there a little bit, let yourself be vulnerable, express what you need to express, then at least you can know that you tried, you know. And a lot of times you'd be surprised at how receptive this person might be. And even if they say, I'm just not in that same place right now, at least you know. And a lot of times the people that say, I'm just not in that same place right now, they're going to remember how true and authentic and vulnerable you were. And it's very touching to have somebody be that way with you. Look at that 10 of Pentacles. Wow. I don't think this person knows how you feel fully. I think they're confused about your energy. Judgment, look at that. It's a decision, a big decision. Are we going to do this right? Are we going to do this right? Are we going to try, and are we going to put everything into it? All in. Are we going to do that? Because the not all in isn't working. And I want all in. And don't be afraid, Aries, to voice what you want and what you deserve. Sometimes our needs aren't met, and we're pissy and we're frustrated and we build resentment, but we never expressed that what our needs were to begin with. So, you know, take that however it resonates. But this is, I am making a decision. I want to make a decision to be all in. I want all in. Be very clear about what you want. I want all in. I know that it might be strained or struggle, but I want all in. I don't want half ASS a relationship anymore. So, you know, I respect you if you're not in the same place as me, but I would like to know, because that's what I'm going to go, I'm going to move on to, because I know that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I deserve. I know I have a lot to give. Okay. The Fool, yeah. So that you can clear that space. I'm willing to take that leap of faith. Go in innocently, let go of the baggage, let go of the past. The Fool is a new beginning. There's a big decision. These last few cards are super freaking super, super, super clear. And the very next card on the bottom of the deck is letting go of the past, letting go of the things that keep coming up, that maybe that keep getting brought up, like, well, this didn't work because of this, or you did this, or you did this. If you can let that go and try to have a weekend or an evening or a day with someone, just enjoying each other, it's unbelievably healing. Let me let my dog out. 1 second. I'm so sorry. What? Let me see. What? You need water? No. Come on. All right, she's not cooperating, so we might have to just listen to her cry. But these cards, look at this. King of Swords. Make a decision and stick to it, okay? Sword down. Make a decision, stick to it, stop circling the loop, okay? Judgment. This is a decision also. So it's a decision. Am I going to go all in, or am I going to, let this drag out? This is also a second chance, a rebirth. 10 of Pentacles, what do I want? I think some of you really just need to get really clear on what you want. Because some of you are like, what's going to make me happy? I don't know. Well, you need to work on that. Get clear. Okay? I've been in that place. I struggle with that. I don't know what would make me happy. Nothing, maybe, sometimes. Or at one point I was feeling that. But you got to kind of tackle those mindsets to be able to overcome them. And also just understand that a lot of the things we do and a lot of things they do and the way we are is programmed from childhood. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's just our experiences. But we have to start becoming aware of them. 10 of Pentacles, I want it all. I want it all. I'm willing to take a chance. I know we've had, some issues or whatever, but I know what I want. I want all in. I want marriage, if that's what you want. I want a full-time partner. I want somebody who's supportive, somebody that I can talk to, somebody that I can really, that their happiness is important to me, that I want to make happy, wants to make me happy. I want all in. And if you're in a different place, I respect that. And I'll find somebody, or, you got to be careful how you say that, but basically, I respect if that's not where you are, but I want to move forward with someone who is in the same place as me. Let's just do a couple of clarifiers. So tell me about, I'm curious about the travel. I've got 3 cards that are pulling it. Whoops, travel vibe. Okay, how about that? Justice. Libra energy. Could be dealing with the Libra. There's some element of travel. Maybe you guys are planning a trip, or there was a trip. Why the Justice card? Well, so of course I have Aries, we have Sag, we have everything pretty much. Cancer, Pisces. Okay, 3. I think this is just about finding out if you guys are on the same page, and then once you are on the same page, there won't be, it's like once you clear the air, meaning you go through the conversations that need to be had and you clear the air, the conversations and the time together, the awkwardness is going to be gone and the conversations are going to be able to flow, because I feel like probably both parts, definitely one part is not able to let themselves be vulnerable. And look at that, 9 of Cups. There's so much unreached potential here. See, these cups are up above. The 9 of Cups is abundance, it's love. But there's 4 cups that haven't been reached yet. So this is cooperation, collaboration, balancing things out. So, can we have a heart-to-heart? Can we clear the air? Can we have a heart-to-heart? Oh. And make sure, okay, this was one of the ones that fell on the floor and then it came back. So the Tower. That was my dog. So this is making me feel like there's a need to say, even if we don't agree on things, and even if, you know, something comes crumbling down and we decide we're not together, we can still do it in a peaceful, you know, loving way. King of Wands. This Five of Pentacles won't settle down. Okay, we're about to do a... Okay, so a cycle's going to complete. A cycle's going to complete. There's the Hierophant, which is like what we got in the beginning. You know, maybe you guys are just on different time frames. I do not think this is over. Tell me about the universe. I think step one is to get clear on what you want. And then step two is to be able to authentically discuss it, talk about it. Seven of Swords. Okay, why the Seven of Swords? That's often it's deception or avoidance. So you really want to clear this cycle. Why the Seven of Swords? Passionate new beginning. Universe. One more on that. Well, I think I'm going to ask some really detailed questions about how they feel, because I feel like might be helpful. King of Pentacles. I want stability. Basically, I want stability. Okay, this is a very big indication that you have a new love beginning coming. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, something very loving and giving, something that where somebody may not be comfortable receiving because they may be too afraid. It's like an avoidant attachment style. They may be afraid that once they open themselves up to receive, then they become reliant on that person's emotional support. And maybe in their childhood, it was unsteady. The love was inconsistent. The parent was inconsistent, or they were dismissed. Their needs, their feelings were dismissed. Let's see, with that person swimming in that cup, I feel like all this should be talked about. It could have something to do with the father figure. But yeah, gosh, I'm kind of getting that it feels kind of like somebody, you know, it shuts down when there's signs of disarray or signs of not being on the same page. They shut down, they avoid. And I think that if that is the case, now I'm not talking to somebody who's been told, you know, they don't want to talk to you anymore. That's not this. This is something where there's a lack of communication. You know, both parties feel strongly, and there's a lack of communication. And this is kind of some pointers of, you know, oh my gosh, how I knew it. For a lot of you, it's twin flame. Look at that. Magician, manifestation. This is basically saying, I want all in. I want somebody that I am excited to see and that is excited to see me. It's like, think about what you want and how it feels, and then, you know, be able to talk about it. Satisfaction. Oh my gosh, remember this reading from even when the pre-shuffle was feeling like one of my extendeds, my almost personals, and I'll link those down below. Those are timeless. So I have not done any in a while, and I do want to do more when we get the channel back on track. If you guys want them, they're so powerful. They're freaky good. They answer all the twin flame questions. They look for signs. It looks for shadow work. They're chilling. But I'll link them down below, and I will do more. But they are timeless, so just check. You can check them out and see if you want to look at. They're on Vimeo, but you can check them out with the links below. But anyway, look at this. What I was saying, old wounds. This reading is reminding me. Of one of those almost personals. So they're like personal readings because not that many people watch them, but they're just a fraction of the price, which is why they were so popular. But we only get the channel back up. Well, and if there's a want for them, we'll do them again. I'm trying to think of what I want to say to you. See, I feel like it's communication. Both parties are maybe a little bit afraid of being vulnerable. So So let's do the yes, no question. And while I'm pulling some of these oracles. So you guys think of a yes, no question. And then this is going to reform and come back. But I think, you know, you may just want to have that conversation that might change everything. So think of a yes, no. Don't. You can't change it after I let go, okay? Okay, for those of you in no contact, look at that, I got spooked. Afraid of abandonment, afraid of rejection. No way on something. I just got one that said I wasn't ready. So no way was the question or the answer to the question. But if you guys flip-flopped with your question, then that you wouldn't be able to take that as the answer. It's got to be a strong, steady question. I needed to go my own way for a while. I keep comparing you to others. Yeah, so this person is hurting. Again, I want to say there could be a mirroring going on. I'm reminded of you constantly. I miss you regardless of how things seem. You're all I've ever wanted. This person, I think that this is all just confirming what the reading was saying. You do have a chance for a new beginning. I think communication needs to be clear. Okay, so I also want to pull like their secret feelings. Not that we really just didn't. Okay, hat could be significant. Sorry guys, I don't know why. There you go. So a brown hat and a belt. Somebody's in wardrobe or clothing. Punish, it says punish. Look at that. Oh, this is giving me chills. Look, hourglass, time is slipping. So I feel like, again, I know I'm repeating myself, and I'm sorry. I know I do that, but I feel like you guys, unless you can just chill and put this aside and focus on your pentacles and your health and your other pillars of your life, then go for it. But if you're tied up and constantly, and this is hindering your other areas of your life, then this conversation needs to happen. And even if the conversation doesn't bring an immediate like, wow, even if you were to get the whole, you know, maybe they're not ready yet, I still think it's a necessary step. I still think it would be progress, probably towards to being together someday. If not, it's going to clear your energy for you to be out and meeting other people. That's interesting. The Snake Forbidden card came out. And a red umbrella. Okay, so the 444 and 777. And then, what do you call it? Okay, so I want to know their secret feelings. How do they feel towards you? Let's manifest in the comments. They're back and forth. Two of Pentacles again. We had that here. They're back and forth. They don't know how you feel, is what I believe. I also think that it would be worthwhile to let them know. Look at that. This has got a new beginning all over it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look. It's like this person it's just very unstable. One minute they like don't know what they want. It's a balancing act. Two of Pentacles. Do I want this? I don't. Could it work? It couldn't. It's like they want it, but they're not. They're just, I don't know. I think communication is just extremely needed. The Fool. Take a chance. Dive in. Look at that. Hierophant. Marriage. We got that twice. We got this twice. This has potential to be very, very good conversation, open communication, vulnerability, authenticity, knowing what you want and being able to express it in a not blaming way. in a, I want to do these things for you. I want somebody who's excited to see me. Okay, let's talk in the comments. We're going to do a manifestation in the comments. And please, please, please subscribe if you're not. Leave comments, hit like, help me get